Welcome back, guys, to another Factorio series. This is Massive Dynamic, and I would like to ask that if you're watching, that you would please leave a like and subscribe. Please leave a comment, and if you do leave a comment and subscribe, I will give you some kind of special mention. Perhaps I will do something extra special for you, which is the reason for this new series. Well, not really the reason for this series, but the basis of this series is Factorio Towns. It's based on something that Bentham did, Mangled Pork Gaming, several years ago. I think 6 or 7 years ago, he did a series called Factorio Towns. He did it while Factorio was in development. I believe he started at 0.11 or 1.2, I forget. I just watched the complete series. It was like 58 episodes over the past few days, actually nights. And it's really a fun series where he established some arbitrary rules and abided by them very strictly. And it made for a completely different kind of Factorio playthrough. The thing is that we are going to follow his outline, sort of. One thing that he did was, since he's from Britain, he used left-hand drive trains. We're not going to do that because we're going to do it the right way, which is right-hand drive, which is right in the name. Right-hand drive is right. So there's that. Um, Secondly, we are going to follow his general plan of producing things in the towns, and the towns will be limited in what they can produce. Now, this original town here at Spawn, the rules don't apply as strictly here because we have to, be able to get started, get things researched up and things like that. But this town will have its own purpose, probably be the center for science in the land. And in that, I've created some rules that we're going to play by. First of all, let's go over the settings. We are using Railworld settings with a few tweaks. Enemy expansion is off. Water frequency is very low. The starting area, we're doing a 300% starting area. I usually turn expansion off just because I just don't like fighting over the same space over and over again. And in fact, in Bentham's playthrough, because of the enemy expansion, he had to build a wall around, the cities, not just a city, but around all the cities to keep the expansion out. And I don't want to do that. I want to have the towns as their own little walled community, and I don't want to have to build a wall around all of them. I think that kind of defeats the purpose for my playthrough. So the town rules are there are 2 train stations per town. Resources are mined locally. Now, like I said, well, we'll get to it in a minute. Resources are mined locally. Stackers are allowed, but only between the towns, so I can't put a stacker right in the town. So I don't know how exactly that's going to work out, but that's something that I thought of, that I just don't want stackers inside the town. Towns will change organically as the resources dwindle, so what the town produces today may be different from what it produced yesterday. Walls can only be used around the towns, so that's in kind of accord with what I said earlier, that I don't want to have one big giant wall, to make it like one contiguous base. I want it to be separate towns. All town production must be inside the walls, and I have established a blueprint for the town size with the stations, and that will be stamped down whenever I establish a town. There's no building on the nameplates, so we'll look at the nameplates in just a second. And of course, exceptions are allowed in Bentham. That brings us to the name of our first town, is going to be Bentham, in celebration of Bentham of Mangled Pork Gaming and him giving me this idea. Bentham, if by any chance you happen upon any of these videos, I would welcome a comment from you, certainly, and if you would like to play with me, I would certainly enjoy that. So here we have the town of Bentham. There's the nameplate. Now, I have used his Bentham's um, pattern of using concrete with stone brick, and I was going to knock out the concrete parts so that you could actually read it, but I'm going to leave the concrete in. Well, I'll knock it out of the B now that I started, and I'll put it back in when I get concrete. But there, you can kind of see it. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Bentham. And once the concrete is in there, you'll be able to see it better. Probably, actually, once I get the stone brick in there, you'll be able to see it. Now, one other thing, or two other things, is that I am using a couple of mods. One is Afraid of the Dark, which I always use when I record because it just makes it easier for you guys to see what's going on. And the other one that I'm using is Faster Start, which gives me 25 fusion construction robots and some small armor with a fusion reactor, some legs, and a roboport, and night vision goggles, which also helps you guys to be able to see. And it just helps with the tedium of the early game, and it's something that I don't think breaks the game at all. It just helps to, like I say, get through the early game a little bit easier. As it is, I'm going to be running all over the world because of the rules that we've set down, so this will make it a little less tedious. And one other thing about this map, I kind of shopped around for a seed that I liked, and I found this one because it has quite a few of the rocks around, which will help us in the early game to get enough stone so that we don't have to even start to mine stone for a little while. So with all of that said, I am going to just walk up here and grab some of this stone, and we will get started. There, like I said, there's quite a bit of the stone around, and it will help us to get all of our early furnaces set up. And from there, it will just be just like a vanilla playthrough with all of the crazy rules that we've discussed. So, let me grab all this stuff, and then we'll head down into Bentham, wait for my robots, because everybody accuses me of abandoning my robots, which I do, oftentimes. So, with that, we will go ahead and set up one of these with trees and rocks only, so that we can clear, because unlike Bentham, I don't like having trees and rocks in my way when I'm building, so I always clear them out of my immediate area, and with the robots it's a lot easier to do that. So here we go. We will start, of course, by mining iron, and I'm going to go ahead and start, I think, right about here and here. And the great thing about this is that I have robots, I can copy, paste that down like this, and I think I'm going to do one more set like that. And we'll start with, go ahead and fill that one, and oops, we'll do half a stack in there. Okay, and we'll get started. We'll hit the Alt button so that we can see what's going on. We'll grab a few more trees, and like I said, since I hand picked this map, I know that the lake is, well, I would know that anyway, but I kind of have an idea of how I'm going to lay the town of Bentham out. So we'll go ahead and do these things while we have time. I'll go ahead and build my requisite 20 wooden chests so that we'll have those ready when we start to do production of things and storage of things. Clear this just a little bit more so we can get our pump in here. And I think actually, yeah, I think I want to go just a little bit further south of this to make sure that we can get our pipes through there. And off we go, guys, to establish the town of Bentham. And so, in accord with the rules that we've set, speed and productivity, as far as efficiency, are not really a priority in this run through. It's more and more about the following of the ridiculous rules. And the rules are purposely ridiculous. And it makes it interesting and fun. If you watch Bentham's series, which I highly recommend, it's fun. It's annoying to watch because he is not because he is annoying, but because he follows his rules. He sets his rules and he follows them very strictly. And it's I don't need all that. It's frustrating to watch at times, but it is wildly entertaining. I think anyway. I truly enjoyed watching it. He just his stick-to-itiveness and his ability to stay the course of the rules that he had set for himself was impressive, I thought, and it was enjoyable, very enjoyable to watch. So let's see, while we're waiting for some more goodies to craft, we'll go ahead and clear out the perimeter a little bit. There we go. And we always want to be crafting something if we can. Right now we can't. So since we can't craft anything at the moment, come on robot, jump in. There we go. Since we can't craft anything at the moment, we are going to return to here and build these mining machines, and then we'll fill these mining machines. So that we can have more iron, so that we can have more stuff, so that we can build more, so we can have more and build more and have more and build more and have more. That's the Factorio way. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy these episodes. Another thing that he did was, since he had better recording software than I have, he was able to play the game and then record and then play them at double speed. And so he would play for an hour and then reduce it down to a half hour and talk over his episodes. But I don't have that technology, so we're going to suffer through just the regular playthrough style where I play and you watch if you want to. And I hope that you do, and I hope that you enjoy the series as much as I do. I know I'm going to enjoy it. I've been thinking about it for a solid week now. After watching, can I say solid week? I don't remember exactly when I started watching his series. But once I started watching it, then I decided that I was going to have to do a similar tribute to his playthrough because he did such a great job. So that is that, and I will try to put a link in the description to Bentham's series. Not that he needs any help from me, but I think it's only fair, since I'm stealing his idea, that I do credit him with the idea. It was, like I said, it was a really fun thing to watch. Thank you, autosave. So my episodes, I think, will be about a half-hour long also. That's what I'm planning on anyway. So autosave is, I thought it was set for 30 minutes, but it may be set for half or 15 minutes. I'm not sure. But either way, we will ignore autosave where we can. And just get on with base building. Alright, so there we have all of the iron that we're going to need. So then we can establish our copper. And we're going to do copper. We're going to do 7 copper, should be plenty. And let's go ahead and get some coal in there. And I used up all my wood. I have to get some more wood. Let's get some more coal. Let's grab some more wood over here. Go ahead and take a chunk out of this little forest. Now, as you know, if you've watched my videos, I am not a fan of the trees in this game, so I have no problem with wiping out forests, no matter what the cost is to the environment here on Novice. I feel like Novice made me crash land on it with its incredible magnetic gravity or whatever it was that caused me to crash land here. Proof is right over there to my east, where my ship landed in pieces, and I blame that on Novus. It certainly was no pilot error, and the natives of Novus, whatever they may look like, they are equally responsible for my misfortune, and therefore they will have to suffer the consequences of my subsequent difficulties. And if that doesn't make sense to you, then perhaps a review of history would help you to appreciate the poignancy of those statements. So, let's see, I have one more mining machine, and I'm going to make one. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm going to make that one right there, and then I'm going to start to get ready for electricity. So we'll build one of those. We'll build 10 of those. We'll build a stack of those. 2 of those. 2 of those. 4 of those. And 1 of those. Okay, so while that's all crafting, then we will go ahead and get this coal generation upgraded. Go ahead and take that coal out of there. And this should get us ready to use wood here. Ready to start to electrify things. So we'll wait till all that crafts up before we run over there and start to establish our electrical technologies. And once that's all ready, we'll get into the real modernization of Bentham. See what kind of a town Bentham is. And since we are in America here and a colony of England, and we use similar rules for naming our towns and cities. We will stick with Bentham's pattern of town names. We'll try to keep it to names that are somewhat fitting to the town's industry, if possible, and or location. If there's some geographical structure that seems appropriate, we may use that, or we may use your suggestions. I would love to have suggestions from you guys if you're watching, and if you want to name a town, then please leave in your comment, leave suggestion for a name. You can go ahead and suggest names for the towns, whether it be something that maybe it's your hometown or a town name that you think would be funny or in some way interesting, and go ahead and leave that name and we'll consider it. I will have the final say on what names are used, certainly, since it's my crashed vehicle here. I think that I'll be the one who will be responsible for the naming, but I would certainly take suggestions. Now, since we have robots, we can use them to help us with our build a little bit. So we're going to get over to, let's see, I would like to be away from the crash site. I think I'm going to have to mine up some of the crash site. We'll just say that we're using these parts in the construction of our new base. So we'll go ahead and get rid of a few of these pieces here that are in the way. And there we go. And this one we'll get rid of, we'll replace it with that one. And we'll go ahead and start our electrification. And start with power poles. And go ahead and run power over to the coal mine. Okay. Got some coal. And we'll run power over here. Okay, and we'll put it right here because we are going to get ready for, I'll probably have to move some of these power poles eventually, but we're going to get ready to start electrifying things. So we'll go ahead and place that one down real quick and craft up our 20 red science. And in the meantime, we'll collect a few more items, including some more coal. We'll go ahead and feed the boilers. And we'll craft a few important items. While we wait for all that stuff, we'll go ahead and set up our technology. So of course we're going to start with automation, and then we're going to go to logistics. And just in case the biters decide, I don't think the biters are going to be an issue, but in case they do decide to pay us a visit, we'll go ahead with military 1 and turrets. And then from there we'll go to steel, and then logistics, science pack, and then we'll go to the steel axe from there. That way we'll be able to work a little more efficiently, and then we'll reconsider our choices after that is completed. But for now, we're just going to collect and fill. And hopefully this will all work out for us. All right. Just taking a look at the map once again, making sure I didn't forget anything. Like I said, the starting area is at 300%, so we should have some time before any neighbors start to notice us. I guess we can clean up these few trees that are left while we're waiting for our things to craft. It'll give us a little more wood anyway, which we can either burn or use in our electrical distribution network. Okay. Alrighty then. I would like to have red science automated before we move on. But I've got a long crafting list there, and I don't know. I guess I could probably cancel most of these electrical poles. I don't need all those right now. Those are fine. That won't stop me. We'll see how long it takes automation to start. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we will automate red science before we quit for this chapter. And yeah, that should work out just fine. Let's get another. Okay, we'll stop those. We'll queue up another lab or two. I think that'll be fine, and that should work out. Have a couple of labs ready. And see, I don't think that I can set up my. No, I can't. I don't have a blueprint for it. Oh, let's see if I do that. No, I can't do that. Nope, I don't have the technology, so I can't research. I like to put them in my hotbar, and that way I can just plop them down and let the robots build them. But since I don't have the technology, I can't place them in the hotbar, so we'll have to wait. Which it's almost done. And there it is, so we'll cancel. We'll go ahead and cancel that one, and we'll go ahead and build 8 of those. That'll do it. And as soon as the first one's ready, there we go. So we're going to do gears, and we're going to do belts. This one's gears, and this one's belts. And we're going to move that. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, because we're going to fix that right now. So we're going to do science right there. And we're going to put the lab right there. And I'm going to take, okay, that there, that there. That there, and we're going to move that power pole over one so that we can have another one of those right there. We're going to add a chest right there. I'm gonna add. Okay, there we have it, and another power pole right there. Okay, and then we're gonna do another gears there, and we're gonna do some wires over here. Circuits. Okay. That one's gears. That one's, oh, okay, one more. One more. Red science. This one will have to be hand fed. The copper. This one will be belts also. This one will be gears again. Put some gears in a box so that I have them available to me. And let's set up the wires here. That one's circuits actually. This one wire. And alright, let's do a few more inserters. Put some iron in here. An output box there. Okay, fill these up. Alright guys, so there we have it. We've established red science automation, and we've got some things cooking so that we can move a little faster next time. So we'll go ahead and end the episode there, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and comment.